Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Starmatske and this is the Elder Scrolls III Morrowind, a game that has been with me since my childhood and a game that I have loved for as long as I can remember really. Lately I've been having a sudden urge to play it again and I thought, well, I might as well record it and see where I get. So for those of you that haven't played the game yet, bear with me and I'll try to show you the elegance and the beautifulness that was the Elder Scrolls III Morrowind, the predecessor to both Oblivion and Skyrim, and in my humble opinion, a better game than both of the other Elder Scrolls combined. So let's dive straight in and let us see what the Isle of Vvardenfell can bring us. Each event is preceded by prophecy, but without the hero there is no event. In the waning years of the Third Era of Tamriel, a prisoner born on a certain day to uncertain parents was sent under guard without explanation to Morrowind, ignorant of the role he was to play in that nation's history.
They have taken you from the Imperial City's prison. First by carriage and now by boat. To the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up. Stand up. There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name?
Well, here we are. Hello and welcome to Morrowind. My name is Derfel.
Well, not even last night's storm could wake you. I heard them say we reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go.
Okay, well, for people that have been playing Morrowind for quite a while,
This is where you get off. Come with me.
you might say, hang on a minute, that doesn't look like default Morrowind, and you'd be right in that assumption. I'm playing with a lot of mods. This is called the Morrowind Graphics Overhaul, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, I apologize. It is a fantastic mod found over at the Elder Scrolls Nexus, where you can download it if you are registered to the site. It really does buff up the graphics to a more, I wouldn't say Oblivion level, but definitely somewhere north of the level of that Morrowind first established back in the day. Although that is to be expected, the game is closing on, I think, 10 years old at this point. So, welcome to Morrowind. Welcome to the Isle of Vvardenfell. As you can see, it looks very, very different from default Morrowind, and that is rather fantastic. So, let's get off this ship and embrace our new journey. It's kind of the weird same start that you get in every Elder Scrolls game. You're a prisoner, you don't really know why.
Arrived, but our records don't show from where.
You're not really supposed to know. So yeah. I think that I'm going to play a Dark Elf for this playthrough. They have always been my favorite race in the Elder Scrolls, and just for this particular purpose, since it is the province of the Dunmer, I think it's only appropriate that I play a Dark Elf. I do enjoy Redguard and High Elf as well on some occasions, but honestly, I think the Dark Elves, they just look really cool and their skills are quite handy as well. So let's see what kind of combination we can make in the character creation right here. I think I really do enjoy the look of the one blinded eye with a scar over the eye. I think that looks quite cool, but maybe we need to look for something more like this with a goatee and then the ceremonial tattoos. I think that looks quite nice. Maybe if we can get some cool hair on there, then we can really get started on this fantastic epic. I like this, but it's got a bald spot in the middle. I'm not too keen on that. I do like the long hair like that, though. I do like that. Yeah, I think that works for me.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to the office and they'll finish your release.
Okay, let us do that. As you can immediately tell, the soldiers of the Imperial Legion are very much based on the Romans rather than the Greeks when compared to Oblivion.
Yes, we've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
Okay, so this is basically my class creation. I could either answer his questions, and from those answers he'll generate me a class. I could give him the information by picking from the default class list, or I could fill out forms for myself. I think for this purpose, we might want to check out the default classes first before we really make a decision. I think I'd like to be playing some sort of battle mage. Something with heavy armor, but also a small arsenal of handy spells. But I don't think that these classes are very balanced for what I'd like to do. I think the spell sword comes close, but it is going into let's see. Oh, I thought that the spell sword was light armor. Apparently it is not. But it is going into axe. I don't really want to use axes. So let's fill out forms for ourselves. We will use combat as our specialization, with our favorite attributes being strength, I think, because that influences the amount of stuff that we can carry, and our maximum fatigue as well, which is very important for a warrior. Intelligence or willpower? I think intelligence, just so that we get the magicka buff for that. So let's choose some of our skills. Which weapons will we be using? Normally I really like to go with spears because I think they look awesome in this game, and there's a very good chance that I might actually do that. Our other options are long blades, axes, blunt weapons, clubs and mallets and that sort of stuff, and short blade or marksman. I don't really think I want to be using bows, and short blades are a bit bleh as well. So, yeah, I think for this purpose we'll go spear. That seems like the most logical thing to do. Okay. For our other major skill, we'll pick an armored type, and do we want to go heavy or medium? I'm gonna go medium for this one. Simply because it is a nice balance between mobility and protection. Heavy armor is awesome in the sense of protection, but it doesn't really allow for a lot of movement, so I think medium will be better. Armorer is definitely a nice skill to have, especially because you can take care of your own equipment, which is quite handy. That way you save a lot of money. For my major skills, I'm also going to pick Destruction, because I do want some powerful spells at my disposal. And maybe Restoration might not be a terrible idea, just so I can buff myself up to some reasonable amount. I cannot say that sentence. What is wrong with the English language? Just so I can buff myself up to some reasonable, amount of health. Minor skills then. I would like to be skilled in the art of alchemy and maybe throw a little bit of enchanting in there. Furthermore, I'm also going to pick heavy armor because I think especially in the beginning I'll be quite restricted to what I can find. So that little buff to heavy armor will definitely help me. Mercantile, definitely an important skill, and I think we're going to throw athletics in there as well. So running and swimming, I think. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, that's good enough for me.
Very good. The letter that preceded you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
For this particular purpose, I would say the warrior. Simply because it allows me to get more attack, but if we take the tower, then we do get a nifty open untouched spell, which might come in very handy considering I'm not going to be very good at lockpicking, and that way I might actually net a bunch more loot. So, yeah, I think we'll go tower. Is there something else that might be handy? The steed for the speed might be handy as well, especially because that's very often an issue. Especially at the start of the game. And actually, I could probably learn open spells or buy some scrolls. Yeah, the steed might be handy. 25 speed points, that's quite significant.
Interesting. Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
Okay, so these are going to be my skills. As you can see, my major skills aren't that big, or that high, rather. Do we want to do that? I do like that speed, though. Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting build.
Show your papers to the captain when you exit to get your release fee.
There we go. Now, there's a small trick here. Usually, when you steal something now, obviously the guards will see it, and they'll say something along the lines of, you've just been released, what the hell are you doing? You mustn't do that, because when you are released, you're going to be arrested, blah, blah, blah. I can demonstrate that by stealing this glass bottle, and then they'll say, what are you doing? We'll let your actions go for now, but once you are released, stuff like that will get you arrested again, yada, yada, yada. And, as you can see, he took the glass bottle from me, the bastard. But there is a small nifty trick, and I don't know if I should exploit it at the moment, but I kind of want to, because it is rather handy. So I'll show you, for science. I can pick up this limeware platter, which is one of the more valuable items in the game. And I can do this.
Take me for a fool.
Obviously, they'll see it, and then I'll quickly put it on the ground. I'll let him talk to me. He'll, berate me. And if I pick it up again, he won't be alerted. So now I have an item that is worth 650 gold pieces. And I can sell that to the vendors, so that's quite good. Here, also a tutorial area. It'll tell me about torches and lockpicking and fighting and combat and potions and all of that. Generally, I just like to nab all the stuff and just sell it to the vendors. Not going to be too bothered about it, really. I'm just thinking right now that maybe taking alchemy as a minor skill was not the best idea. Simply because I'll probably be buying a lot of my potions as well, but then again, I suppose having some small degree of knowledge about herbology and all of that might come in handy at some point, so we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. Okay, so I'm just going to steal everything that isn't nailed down, which is really a common practice when you're playing Morrowind, especially when you want to make a little bit of money at first. So, yeah, let's do that. I'm supposed to be taking everything. Take that silverware especially, because it's quite valuable. Even take the goblets, they're only worth 1, but whatever. The vendor is basically just next door, so why wouldn't I, right? Take all those ingredients. There we go. I think that's about everything. And the lockpicking. That might be the better choice instead of alchemy. To get some security, but oh well. There we go. Okay, so we've unlocked it now, and we have found 31 gold pieces. Fantastic. And then we will go out and to the door, well, to the building where we're expected. But first, a conspicuous barrel, and a conspicuous barrel has a magic ring. A magic ring that will be important to some degree later on.
Your papers, please.
Okay, and then we'll talk to this person. He's the commander of the Imperial Legion in this particular town. And he will tell me about my duties. And he will say that I am to report to Kais Casades, who lives in the town of Balmora. And he gives me a sealed package, which is encrypted. And he tells me to go to Balmora and give that to Kais Casades. And without further instruction...
If I can help, I will, but don't take too much time.
But with the comment of a very annoying Bosma, I am thrust into the world of Vvardenfell in the province of Morrowind. So, as that annoying Bosma thought fit to talk to me, let's talk to him. And he has a problem, and he says, the Imperials, they stole my ring. How convenient it is that we just found a particular magic ring, and it happens to be his ring, so we can return that to him, and I'll be very happy. And not only is he happy, but he also, conspicuously, knows the owner of this trade house, and the owner of that trade house is his friend. And because I helped poor old Fargoth back in the courtyard, this trader will like me a lot more, so that's always very handy. So this is Uriel. He is the owner of the trade house, and he is going to be the person that I'm going to sell all of this stolen stuff to. Little does he know that it's quite stolen, but that's okay. I'm pretty much going to sell everything. Yep, let's just sell absolutely everything apart from my gold. That would be a terrible idea. And for a grand total, he wants to give me 642 golden pieces, which is a rip-off, considering that the limeware platter alone is worth 650. And he knows it. Oh, he knows it. The nice thing about Morrowind is that you can haggle. So I say that for about 700 golden pieces, I'll be satisfied. And if I urge him on a little bit, I probably could have fetched more for that price, but oh well. If you urge him on, if you keep offering it, then eventually he'll give in and he'll say like, oh, okay, it's fine. Well, just it's fine. So yeah. Let's see what he can sell us. He can sell us a Nordic ringmail curse. Or a cuirass. Is it a cuirass? Is it a cuirass? I don't know. I'm supposed to know these things, but it's okay. We'll buy that armor and get some protection. And then, dear sir, do you have a spear? You do have a spear. We would like a pile spear. I'm also very schizophrenic, so yes, there is that. Let's see, what else can we buy? The scrolls are not too helpful at the moment. Although these opening scrolls are quite handy, so I'm going to take those. Is there other armor that you might be able to sell me? I'm tempted to get some of the heavier armor, simply because it's quite cheap. But I do know that in Balmora there is going to be a vendor that will sell me lots of medium armor, so that might be a little bit of a waste. But if I do get into combat before that, then I'll be better protected. So, for the moment, we'll see where it goes from here, and if I need the armor, I can always come back to it. I think that's fair. Okay, so I'd like some healing potions as well. Those will definitely come in handy. There we go. Cure common disease potions might come in handy. Well, they will come in handy. And no, not fortify fatigue. I want restore fatigue. There we go. So we don't want the fortify fatigue. There we go. Okay. And he's willing to sell me that for 324 golden pieces. I don't particularly agree with that. Let's say 275, something along those lines. That ought to work. If we just keep insisting. Like this, if we be very persistent, yeah, then I'll give in. Okay, let's put on that armor, but first, let's take care of my UI a little bit. There we go. I probably should have done this before I started. I decided to do the Let's Play, but what are you going to do? There we go. Let's put that over there and make that a little bit bigger. There we go. So my interface is actually quite basic. Top right, you've got the map. Bottom right, you've got the magic menu, so I can select my spells here, which is a good point. I need to buy spells from him in a second. Bottom left, you've got my inventory, and then top left, you've got my skills. So, dear Uriel, what kind of spells can you sell me? Well, let's see. Spark is quite handy. It's a destructive spell, but it'll serve me quite well, I think. Let's take a quick look at the audio here, because I think that the music is quite low. Do we hear any music? No, not really. Okay, that might be something to consider. Never mind. You, Hriskar Flatfoot, he would like me to help him recover some gold, and I'm perfectly willing to recover some gold. And as it turns out, that lovely Bosma that we gave the ring back to is actually hiding some gold, and he wants us to find it. So we'll try to do just that. But first, there are a couple of secrets around here that I know of, and that I would like to show you. But first, before we do that, I'm going to put on my newly acquired armor, draw my spear. So the spears look very, very awesome in this game, I have to admit. Also, it is very fatiguing to go around swinging your spear in every direction, so we shan't do that. Let's go here, and then look in this tree stump, where we can find some gold and a silver cup. It's probably a reference to something that I'm not particularly getting at the moment, but that's okay. That's okay. And then if we go up here, we will find another tree stump, and if we can get on top of it, like this, we will find an enchanted axe called the Iron Shard Axe, which is something that we can sell eventually. Right, now, you might be thinking, well, if that Bosma is going to hide something. Where would he hide it? Well, the Nord that I was talking to earlier suggested that I take a position on the lighthouse and wait until dark and then see what he does. So we're going to do just that. Go up here, all the way up to the top of the lighthouse, and if everything is well, there we go. The lovely lighthouse keeper shouldn't really be seeing what I'm doing here, so that gives me an option to steal everything that isn't nailed down quite again. This book is rather valuable. Also, it gives me a level up in Unarmored, which I will gladly take. It's not really one of my main skills at the moment, but that's okay. That's okay. We are going to wait a couple of hours, let's say about 8 hours. What you'll immediately notice is that the waiting in Morrowind is quite a lot faster than it was in Oblivion. Or well, rather than it is in Oblivion. And it isn't quite dark yet, so... It was 12 o'clock and I waited 8 hours expecting it to be 10. Maybe I should learn how to clock. So let's do 2 more. There we go. And I think that's him right there. I think. Is that him? No, that's not him. That's him right there. So he's sneaking around, being careful, like you do, like a Bosma, I guess. Like a Bosma, is that a thing? That probably shouldn't be a thing. If that isn't a thing, please don't make that a thing because of me. That'd be horrible. So let's observe without without throwing ourselves off of this tower. That'd be nice. What are you going to do? It's going to sneak around. I mean, if you're going to sneak around like that, you're basically asking to be discovered either way you slice it, so, yes. I mean, there are guards walking around, there are other people walking around, and he's just like, I'm so sneaky, I'm Ninja Bosma. He's one of the most dangerous Bosmas. Listen, I don't know what the plural of Bosma is, okay? I'm not going to pretend to know it. So, there you have it. He went into the little, ponds, I would assume, and curiously, there is a hollow tree stump there. So let's go and see what our little friend put in there. This is the lighthouse keeper. I could slay her and take everything from this lighthouse. Also a very common practice if you want some early game money, but I don't think we'll be doing that for this purpose. I'm going to try to play a character that is a little bit more peace-loving. Not necessarily slaughtering innocent people. That's quite peace-loving, especially in Elder Scrolls games. So here we have it. Engraved Ring of Healing, which we can get back, Journeyman's Lockpick, and 300 golden pieces. So that's quite nice. I don't really get if your ring is very prized and you don't want anybody to steal it, why you wouldn't just keep it on you, like on your finger. It's quite difficult to steal a ring that is still attached to your body. So we're going to sell these things, and let's settle on maybe 220 gold pieces. He's a little rip-off, this guy. Come on, yeah. And then go upstairs here, and then talk to this person, and hand in that quest. I have found his hiding place, and I have found many things, and because I did such a good job, he will let me keep about 100 gold pieces, so that's nice. I forgot to sell the axe. We do not want axes. Axes are not our thing, so have an axe. How much is that actually worth? 100. Let's see if we can't get 65 for that instead of just 52. I apologize for the frantic clicking, but this is how you get quite a lot of money in this game, so there we go. My mercantile skill has gone up to 16. Fantastic. And then let's go over this bridge and talk to this person. Just a resident, and maybe ask for a little advice. And she's saying, well, you look like somebody who can handle himself in a fight. I don't know. I guess we will find out. And she says, well, there's a cave up there, and it's got smugglers in it, and the guards aren't really doing anything, so why don't you go up there and help them meet their maker? So I will oblige her, and I will try to do that. Considering I am only wearing one armor piece, it is going to be interesting, to say the very least. I am going to save here. I love this game to death, I really, really do, but sadly it is not the most stable of games, so that is why I'll be a bit prudent and save often and commonly. So here we are. I'm going to equip my spark spell and try to hit her with that, because she is a dirty, dirty smuggler. Okay, so I've already hit her quite good with the spell, and then go in with the spear. Ah! Haha! Oh, she's casting. Aha! Okay, that went quite well, considering that she wasn't really armored. So I'm going to nick her boots and put those on, because that gives me a small, small armor rating. And also take the key to this cave, which will probably come in handy. Then we shall open this gate and ready ourselves for attackers. And I believe that's a person over there. So let's see if we can't hit him with that spark spell. No, that was terrible. Like that. Yeah, that's a bullseye. That is a mage, so I'm going to try to kill him with spells, just for irony's sake. Ooh, okay. Fine. Be a persistent little mage. Die to my spear. He also has the same boots. Are they in a better condition? No, they are not, so we'll just leave his corpse right where it is. I'm going to take this torch along. Not because I'm afraid of the dark, but because light helps. So, let's go in this door and have a look here. What do we have? We have people that are naked, for the most part, and wearing particular braces. And what exactly does that mean? Well, it means that they are slaves. And we are going to free them, not because it gives me anything in particular, but just because it makes me feel good as a human being. So we are going to do that, and free the two Argonians and the Khajiit, and hopefully they will find a better future now that they are free.